All right, good morning, good morning. I hope today to have resolved some things besides like errant hairs on my head. Oh well, it's gonna annoy the heck out of me. And that is, hopefully the echo is gone. So I'm glad that we are actually doing this, developing your home practice, how to find your home yoga practice. Because it really is holding me accountable to just being true to my practice and what I share with you all. And I am in no way trying to share being any sort of perfect yogi, but I do practice, and I practice regularly, and be honest with how that works out. Magic wand. I feel as though, hey Kim, I saw you last night and you popped into the 2XL and then you popped out of the 2XL. So I hope that you felt welcome. But anyway, I'd like it to be genuine, and a part of that genuine nature of practice is that there are crappy days. There's crappy days, and even the yoga practice isn't a magic wand on those crappy days. So I'm not having a crappy day, but I definitely feel as though I've gotten up today with a degree of fatigue, and I think it's a fear fatigue. It's a fatigue of trying to find that balance. Even the striving for the balance is creating a bit of the fatigue. So I want to hold that as my space today as I seek to find balance, sattva, in my yogic practice, in my body and my breath and my mind. So balance and a respect and a forgiveness of myself, even of my own fatigue. And already made a mental note to get to bed a little earlier, so hopefully that will help for me. All right, so I'm going to start in a nice, comfortable, seated space. You may, please mark, is anyone comment for me? Are you hearing that echo again? I tried to resolve that, so if somebody will comment for me, yeah, you're echoing like crazy, or no, yes, no, helps me out, because I'm doing all kinds of techno stuff. I should probably show you guys my view of what's going on. All right, well, fine, Chica and Kim, don't tell me if you hear an echo. I guess that means no, or you don't care. All right. I'm going to invite a space of some quietude. Bring my attention into my senses. What I can smell. And I roasted some rutabagas this morning, so my house smells amazing. What I can hear, some cardinals, my dog snoring. What I can see in my mind's eye. Sense some gratitude for my physical body being healthy and waking up, functioning, carrying my spirit. Send some gratitude for my practices, my Buddhist practices, my indigenous practices, my yogic and my chi practices. Because they help me remain connected to who I am and why I'm here. I'm going to do an Anulom Vilom pranayama. So I'll take my thumb and I'll seal off my right nostril with that thumb. I'm going to breathe up the left nostril. Close that and breathe down the right. Breathe up the right. Close, breathe down the left. And repeat in this manner. Calming my nervous system. Observe the sensations. I'm going to clear my throat this morning with an Om. Thank you, Jess. So the Om is a way of connecting in with the universal vibration of the cosmos, of the earth, with one another. Being a vibrational being. Not to make a song. It is to tap into just the essence of vibration. All right, let's take a nice deep breath in, wide open throat. I like the sensation of my existence being carried through in vibration, and that is emanating from a space of source within me. I'm going to round the spine, rock the tailbone under, wake up my back, breathe in, arch and lift, offering my heart. Today I really want to focus on offering my heart to myself, as I said, like that fatigue, that giving, that holding up for others. I just want to offer all of that love for me, and then curve and round. We're going to start a gyration here of a Kundalini yoga. See if you can let your spiral have this gentle whipping. Gentle whipping. Gyrating. Awakening. Feel it from the sit bones coming all the way up and through the spine. I really love reminding my neck to let go here. Could you let your body freely whip around, kind of like those signs that are out at the street corner outside of some car dealerships and businesses? Let yourselves be taken with the wind, trusting that you're rooted, and just feeling my way up and down my spine as to what's responding. It's rather stiff in between my shoulder blades. Particularly my left, I can feel that tension. The skin itself feels a little tight for me today. And I'm just reporting that as a way of kind of letting folks know, okay, what do we mean by noticing what I'm feeling and where? It doesn't really emanate as much into the front of my heart. The back of my heart is where I'm feeling it. Changing my direction. And I'm going to feel the flow of energy shifting and going in a different direction. If your body needs to speed up, let it speed up. Mine is feeling like it's a slow mixing of cake batter. Kundalini yoga, feel free to look it up. It's about the serpent rising up our Sushumna, a balance of our energies. And then I'll come up. Deep breath, breathe in. Exhale it through the heart. Inhale. Exhale. I have to bring in this visualization for myself that when I'm breathing in, I'm reaching from the earth up into the heavens where I resided before I arrived in this earth, and then I collect that and I bring it down through my third eye, through my speech center, into my heart, bringing all of that celestial wisdom, that spiritual wisdom, and embed it into myself. I'll bring one arm onto the side and invite a side bend. Breath. Maybe working the neck. I think that fear fatigue is asking me to slow down my practice today. So I'm just going to slow down. Fear does tend to make me rush. So I want to move with this deliberate kind of molasses nature. It's still moving. Kind of a Eeyore yoga, right? Slowly letting it drip down into me, letting me know that it's okay. That I can plug in and restore. I don't have to give so much. And if you're not intentionally giving, is it leaking out in some way? And I'm going to walk it around through center and come over to the other side. And then I'll walk it around through center and bring it over to the other side. And bring myself back up. And a few shoulder rotations. Katniss, I don't need your help. Change your direction. I'm going to greatly disappoint my feline friend. And we'll come out wide. Alright, so my hips. They don't have to do so much weight bearing. I don't have to stand in that space. Tilting tailbone back and forth. Back and forth. And a gentle side bend here. So you could always put a pillow or a block here if you'd like your arm to rest there, or even higher. And some of you can let that arm rest on the shin. Now this is a little more amplified than the side bend we just did. Softening my neck, and I'm not going to try to get anywhere. I'm just going to breathe and be right here. Acceptance. A lot of fear can be abated with some acceptance. Accepting where my bones want to rest here. Accepting where my flesh wants to rest here. And gradually coming upright. I'm going to twist over that leg. And just feel the twist first. My right hip is a little more resistant of this twist. And then allow my upper body to come forward. Now you could put a pillow down right here. Or if the body is happy to come down, just allow it to come down. accept what's right here. And what's the truth right now? The truth is that it's a day we call Friday. The truth is that we've been given this breath, and many of us have just got another. The truth is that the earth is still flowing. Birds are still chirping. The cycle of life continues on. And we've all been blessed to have this day to continue to live. And then bring myself back up. I'm going to come forward. I'm not going to go very far this morning. Moderation and acceptance, not wanting to go for any sort of goal in mind. Catching myself now and again being in front of a camera, which has never been my deal. But noticing how the notions come in my mind of, oh, I've got to demo this perfectly. Not just demo it well, I've got to demo this perfectly. Got to, in some way, bringing this performance aspect into yogic practice. And that isn't where I've ever wanted my teaching to be about or my practice to be about. So I'm trying my best to just stay in my authentic space, even as there's a cat resting on my thigh, and accept the love of that moment, right? I just realized, okay, I briefly had some annoyance, and then I just had some love because, she wants to practice with me. She wants to spend time with me. And I can bring one arm onto that leg and come up and over. I don't think she's appreciating this nearly as much as I was. Breath in, breath out. Now, if you have shoulder pain or issues, you could always just rest that arm. You don't have to reach. I'm enjoying the stretch through my ribs, the armpit, behind that shoulder blade. And I'll gradually come up and revolve, twisting over that leg. And then bringing myself forward. My goodness. And I'll bring my chest back upright. Good. I'm going to come to center one more time and just ease my way, telling myself I don't have to have any hurry. I'm not rushing to get anywhere. Where is there to get to anyway? We can only be here. Ease the shoulders away from my ears, squeezing my thighs and letting them go. Feeling my inner strength and sturdiness. And then letting it go and knowing that things are still being held together. And then I'll gradually bring myself back up. I'm going to bring my legs in a little closer. I'm going to turn around. Hold the toes down, chest up, and then lift. Now you don't have to have a clasp like this. You could just hold here. Breath. Feeling my sturdiness and feeling the level of strength I'm bringing to this moment. Strength, not stress. A calm, abiding space. Noticing that I'm still solid. Fear shakes that space inside of me that doesn't make me feel solid. Squeezing my inner thighs. Good. I'm going to straighten my right leg. I'm going to bend this left leg back behind. Now, I'm going to move over here a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see. Some of us can get a stretch in the top of that foot this way. Some can't. Okay, some don't want to. That doesn't feel good. You could end up being here. And then if the knee doesn't want to do this, just have both legs straight. Don't worry about, oh my God, I've got to do that. We all have different histories, different injuries in this leg. Now I'm going to use this right hand as a kickstand back here and just lean forward. I'm going to bring my leg back into the position that I prefer. Pointing and flexing that ankle. Observing tension in my body and where it's residing. Giving it permission to let go, to trust. Sometimes tension is all about that clench, about that non-trusting. Fear is about not trusting. Can I see those tense spaces inside of me as spaces of non-trust? I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to grab one of these pillows and bring it back behind me. Now, some of you guys might actually want to sit on that pillow. I don't want to necessarily sit on it. All right. Now I'm going to walk my way back. I'm going to rest on my elbows and start to notice whatever I'm noticing in the front of that thigh. I'm going to invite some forgiveness in my jaw, my back. What can let go? Do I trust to let go? Can I breathe through it? Now support myself as I bring myself back upright. And I'm going to bring this leg around. And let's have a nice little reset button. Invite balance, that's sattva. Because fear shakes up our equilibrium. Good, I'm going to bend the knees a little. Breath in and exhale, take it forward. Breath in. Breath out. We'll bring ourselves back up. Checking in on how the body is feeling. It's my connection. I'm going to turn and do the other side. Bringing this foot back. Feeling out whether it's happy to be here or not. It's not as happy as the other side. Using this left hand as a little support and let myself come forward. Breath in. Breath out. Maybe pointing and flexing that toe or ankle. Honor what I've been holding in the shin and my calf. How much capacity for breath do I have here? I'm still me on the planet. Still me in this breath. How am I wearing the spirit of me right now? And then bring myself up. Again, getting that pillow. Maybe coming back. Ooh, this side is definitely a little tighter, so I'm not going to go back as far. And I observe that fight, that resistance, that tension. On this side, it's asking for a little bit more love. So much fear cooped up on this side. Love up on this side. That's what my body is asking me for. Tell it I'm sorry for what I've been asking it to carry in an unbalanced way. And now it's in a different space. Everything changes, and we get to feel those changes occur inside of our bodies. Noticing my mind starting to release some of that clenched up, tense fear. And I'll bring myself back up. Bringing that leg out from under us. We'll come forward one more time. This time I feel like my body's ready for a little deeper stretch, a little deeper opening. So I'm going to keep the legs straight, chest up, and allow my upper body to come forward. Lifting and lengthening and then softening. Softening and acceptance, santosha, contentment. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And then we'll bring ourselves up. I think I want to stir up my energy a little bit more. It was getting a little cold. Not cold temperature-wise, but I'm saying like the energy of my inner vibrancy. It's just starting to feel a little bit more dull. So I'm going to practice a Kapalbhati pranayama. So it's going to be a nice full deep inhale in the nose, but a forceful exhale from the diaphragm out the nose. Built heat. It makes karma be on alert. And I'm going to be done with that because my dog's hair is up. I guess I brought the energy up enough. All right. Karma, go lay down. We'll start to work. Our fire center. Another Kundalini practice. Breathing, rooting. Trying not to let my base come out, right? I want to keep rooting down. I'm going to listen to where my body wants to go as far as pacing. And really how far it wants to twist without me forcing. How much of a natural kind of swinging movement. Building my heat. Not being afraid of my heat. Harnessing my power. Feeling my power. Using my power to restore myself. Plugging into my battery. Good. And we breathe in and reach up to the heavens. Exhale, bring it through my heavenly gate, through my third eye. Bring all of that spirit into my voice and into my heart. I'm going to move a little bit more, feeling like my battery is a little bit more charged. Coming to a child's pose. Knees wide to open up my back. Breathing in to come forward. Tuck the toes. Legs lengthen, hips lift, head releases. Trying to press a little bit more through my index fingers and thumbs. Noticing how my hands are bearing my weight and support. Observing my neck, telling it doesn't have to hold up the weight of the world. Tilting the tailbone up and down, awakening. And breathe in, pushing the hips up, lengthening a little bit more. Looking forward and stepping my feet up. Take as many steps as you need. Breathe in and lift the chest. Exhale, letting it go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, let it go. I'll let my upper body hang. Rocking forward and back in the feet. Noticing the weight bearing and how much I can let my upper back hang and sag. Hands to the floor or the block, stepping in the left leg back. I'm going to go to warrior one. I can either support myself or ask my core and ask my torso to lift me up. That right knee is sinking. Breathing. I don't like being headless. How much of the soles of both feet can I feel pressing? And what is balance in those feet? What areas of those feet are doing extra work? What areas of the feet can I not feel, and can I recruit them? And it's an inquiry. It doesn't mean that it needs to happen. It's going to happen. We are inquiring and feeling and saying hello. Holding this as long as you need. Working those hips. Feeling what's connected to what. When I move this hip, I'm feeling it in my mid-back. Could I lift a little bit more? Do I like feeling this space? And then hands down, stepping the back leg up. Breathe in and lift the chest. And then exhale. Upper body hangs. What do I bow down to, submit to, surrender to? Acceptance. Accepting what I'm not in control of. And I'll get ready to step the other leg back. Feeling my legs. Feeling my hips. Feeling my breath. And giving myself permission to feel whatever I'm feeling. Maybe a little sad. Maybe a little scared. a whole bunch scared, a whole bunch uncertain. It's also okay to feel some joy in the middle of that too. I know some of us feel a little conflicted. Maybe you found some joy, some discovery at home or in nature. It's hard to feel as though, wow, I found a space of joy when so many people are suffering. But you know what? Those ends of energy, those extremes have always existed. They always exist at the same time in the earth, in the universe. Breath, lifting, and then I'll bring my hands down. I'm going to step back to plank. Holding and breathing. You can bring the knees down and lower down, or you can stay with the legs extended and lower down. A Sphinx. I want to be gentle on my back. I think I did a little too much yesterday. Elbows as best you can under your shoulder joint. Pushing down through the forearms and lifting the top of the head. Try to relax your backside and see if your belly can breathe. Feel the pressing down through the forearms, the lifting up of the chest. What's still holding on super tight? I like to involve my neck and my throat while I'm here. Tucking it down, feeling what's going on in that upper back and neck. Relax your butt. Left and right. You choose what you want to do. You don't have to involve the neck at all. Reminding myself to check in. Am I breathing freely? Is there restriction in my breath? Acceptance. How could you express acceptance in your body right now? That's what I'm asking myself. When I ask so many questions while I'm teaching, it's kind of like I'm giving like this out loud audio output of what Belinda's asking herself. I'm not challenging anyone else, changing direction. Can I keep checking in? Am I clenching my buttocks? Generally that means Belinda is clenching her buttocks. I'm recognizing where I'm holding tension. And then release the upper body down when you're done with that. And you don't have to be done at the same time I'm done. Make our way up to hands and knees. It's rare, but I'm feeling a little pigeon. I'm sorry. Frog. So I'm going to get some pillows. And I'm going to come a little wide. All right. Now this is definitely going to be contraindicated for some knee stuff. So if you've had surgeries or you're waiting for surgery on the knees, this may not be a space for you. You could stay in child's pose. Hips also can be a bit of a contraindication. So I'm going to go super wide with my knees. Try to see if you can see my shins back about perpendicular. And I'm just going to rock forward and back. Be kind. And then I'm going to rest on my elbows and push backward ever so lightly. See how much I can soften in the groin and settle down in those hips. Notice what's angry in my pelvis. Using the breath to calm my mind and my body. Noticing the thoughts that are running around in my mind. And they've definitely slowed down now. I'm feeling a little bit more balanced, a little bit more me. A little bit more grounded and secure. Less fearful and reactive. Still have fatigue, but I'll really get to that tonight when I go to bed. And as you see, I'm like starting to sink down because my body's starting to really melt into this. Letting go of fight, letting go of resistance, acceptance. Breath. And then we'll really gently come up. I bring the heels together first, and then ask the knees to come in. I'm gonna do a pigeon. That's what I had said before, and I'm trying to realize, oh, I guess I'm supposed to do a pigeon, right? I'm gonna show it this way. I'm gonna step my left leg up, and then I'm going to wiggle that left foot over to the right. I'm going to bring that knee down. I'm going to let my right leg straighten out back behind me. Back it up a little bit. Now everybody isn't going to want that leg in that kind of an angle, alright? So some of you might prefer to have that heel a little closer to your groin, pushing that right hip forward. Right, but I'm going to come on out a little bit more toward the shape of a 7. I'm going to sit upright. Relaxing the chin and the throat and the neck and noticing all that's going on in my hips. Facilitating a breath. Unclenching. And then letting myself come on forward. If you want to have a pillow down here, have a pillow down here. Want to have a puppy or a kitty or a book even, you know. I've sat here and read a book plenty of times, just letting this settle in. Accept this shape. My consciousness in this body, in this shape. How does my spirit feel when my body is in this shape? Does this shape require me to spend energy, or does it let me draw in some energy? Let go of what no longer is serving you. And we can all scan our bodies and feel out what that means. And all of us will adjust something when we recognize it as something that isn't serving us. Some area of the body, some kind of tension, a thought. Right now, what is going on inside of us that isn't serving us? That isn't serving our balanced being. Now, if this was my home practice by myself, I could sit in there for another, say, 4 or 5 minutes, but I'm not going to use up all of the time for one side of a pigeon. I'm going to find the other side. Taking my time. How we move, how we shift and adjust and get into poses is just as much a part of our practice. It's how we're treating ourselves. Remember yesterday and the day before I talked about ahimsa, non-harming, a non-violent state of mind. And we have to invite that inside of ourselves as well. So in our actions, our words, and our intentions, are we being non-harming? And so let that help us as we start to move around on our mat. Don't see the end result of a posture, some end picture in your mind. How am I going to get there? And how are my movements going to reflect how I feel about myself, how I want to treat myself? I'm going to sit upright. Finding that edge of pushing up and back, that just starts to really get into the juicy bits, but it's also not forceful, it's not aggressive, it's not mean. And then bring yourselves up and over. Hold here and just let my mind settle in to just be here. Use this as an opportunity for dharana practice, single-minded focus practice. Trying not to let my mind stray from this moment, this place, this breath, this shape. This is good enough. This is enough. This moment is all there is. How I am receiving and living this moment. How you are receiving and living this moment. And I choose to be as authentic and as present as I can in this moment. In this breath. And then we'll bring ourselves up. I'm going to bring the legs around out in front of me. I'm going to get a block and get ready for a supported fish space. If you don't have a block, a pillow is quite legit, okay? So you could bring that pillow into the upper back and lay the back down. If the head can come to the floor, go ahead. So it's the upper back. If you would prefer to do that crossways, feel free to do it crossways. I am going to use a block. And in the block, I'm going to do it lengthwise, bringing it up into my upper back. And I want my head to be able to come to the floor. Now to feel this nice and in the breastbone and in between my shoulder blades. And then see if I can allow my body weight to sink. Bringing all of my focus into my heart chakra, into my heart center. Letting my single-minded focus really reflect on my heart. Checking in with how my heart is right now and what it needs. There's still a little fidget in me. So I'm trying to find that space, that last bit of adjustment so that I can find acceptance. Acceptance that I can bear my heart right here. And I can forgive myself every feeling or every thought that maybe I'm not so proud of. Hold a space of love for myself, consoling for every fear. And check in on what I'm still holding on to in my neck. What's still bunched up in between those shoulder blades. I want to bring my bottoms of my feet together, knees open, so that kind of butterfly here. Getting into my hips and my heart. My genuine heart. My lived experience in my heart. And how it's serving me right in this moment. Invite acceptance of where I've been and where I am right now. Can't accept the future because it hasn't ever come yet. Where I've been, forgiveness, kindness, compassion. And where I am. I'm going to relax my legs, roll over to one side very gently, and bring myself upright to a seated space. Please stay there if you want, or lie down in Shavasana. Staying aware of my physical body, my earth suit. Staying aware of my breath. Looking at my mind in a quiet, still space. I am in my body, safe and whole. I am in my breath, safe and whole. I'm in my mind, safe and whole. Not perfect. It's truly been my pleasure to be able to share practice with you today. Reviewing again, having some centering and grounding, maybe bringing into the mind what I'm reaching up to and what I'm drawing into myself. Feeling my breath, calming breath, analom vilom, cooling breath. Heat generating breath, kapalbhati. How we move in our bodies, and treating our bodies with kindness, treating ourselves the way we want to be treated. Ahimsa, non-harming, santosha, contentment. Deep bow of gratitude and respect for you all and your journeys as you walk in this earth, on this earth, in your suits. Take care of your suits. Take care of your spirits. Take care of yourselves. Namaste. Trying to type something, as you can see.